that's a good idea. I might end up doing that. I mean, his big contention, which is one of the reasons I sent it up to you, was that he believes you don't want people to sign the petition. And I'm going, Dave's been fairly vocal about what he was intending when he made the petition and why he, sent the form letter saying, "I have a petition, please sign it if you want to contact me."
Right.
And
yeah, it's to me the petition is for other people's benefit. It's I'm fine with what I believe. I don't believe that I'm a misogynist. I'm definitely not a feminist, but I don't believe that I'm a misogynist. And I think the further along we go, the clearer that's going to become to society. That the two are not interchangeable. That you don't hate women because it's not necessary to hate women to not be a feminist. It's like I'm not a feminist because I don't agree with it. I don't think it makes sense, and I just off the top of my head came up with 15 things of here's why I don't think it's got solid intellectual underpinnings and legs that will sustain it. I think if you sign the petition, it's a way of acknowledging to posterity. I understood what Dave Sim was saying at the time, that not being a feminist doesn't make you a misogynist. It just means you're not a feminist. It just doesn't. Feminism doesn't add up logically. So,
well, I remember when the petition...
In a sense, he's kind of right in saying Dave doesn't want people to sign the petition. It's like, I don't want them to or not want them to. It's really completely separate from me. This is, I think, this is something where I think you want to come down on the right side of human history, and here's an opportunity to do it. You don't want the opportunity to do it. I completely understand that. The consensus definitely runs against it. But it's not I want you to sign the petition, or you need to sign the petition, or you have to sign the petition for my benefit. The petition, whenever it comes up, always gets explained away. So that becomes the bottom line on that. That people go, oh well, there was all of these things that people did on Dave Sim's behalf to get signatures that weren't legitimate. It's like, well, okay, if that's what we want to turn the discussion into, then that's even worse than allowing people to infer that you think that Dave Sim is a misogynist, which is where we started on this. Now you're not only not cleaning it up, you're making it fuzzier.
Well, I remember when the petition first came out, and there was a lot of, it's a simple declarative sentence of, "I don't believe Dave Sim is a misogynist." Period. And there's so much that people are trying to bring to it after the period. It's like, no, it's a simple declarative sentence. "I don't think Dave Sim is a misogynist." Period. There's no... any baggage people want to throw at it, they can, but it's, again, just a simple declarative sentence. And that's, David's letter to me, or email to me was, he's putting all this baggage on it, and part of me was like, it's been fairly consistent since it first was created of, it's just a simple declarative sentence. Either yes or no. It's,
right.
it's the equivalent of the old grade school, "Do you like me? Yes, no." I mean, you don't have to write a 15-page response of, well, the party of the first part shall be hereafter known as the party of the first part. We don't need a long, complicated contract here.
Right. It was looking for clarification, and I definitely got that. I mean, the best example I use on that was if I had to guess between Chester Brown and Rob Walton, who would sign the petition, it would have been the complete opposite. I would have thought Chester would sign it. Rob, not a chance in hell that Rob Walton was going to sign the petition. And it's like Rob was one of the earliest signers, and Chester was one of the most vehement, no, I'm not signing.
Right.
I don't know what to make of that in terms of, okay, why did that happen? I can certainly guess or try to guess, but that's a good example of the kind of effects that you do get from simple declarative sentences, that you're going to get surprises on that. The fact that so few professionals signed it. Kevin Eastman. It's like, why would Kevin Eastman sign it? If there was anybody in the world who wasn't beholden to Dave Sim and, is going to get along fine in life without Dave Sim, it's Kevin Eastman. Why would Kevin Eastman sign it? And it's like, well, that's well worth knowing. Kevin Eastman was in a category that I had no idea that Kevin Eastman was in.
Right.
Okay, we're past the hour. Is there anything that we forgot to talk about that was in the...
Looking at the printout. No, that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Well, as always, I appreciate the opportunity to do this, Matt. It's once a month, find out, okay, anybody have any questions? And if you don't even get any questions that month, we're going to take that as a vote of confidence.
I did get 2 questions. Jesse Lee Herden asked if you were aware of the CBC cartoon The Raccoons, which had the villain was Cyril Sneer, a cartoon aardvark. It's from...
That sounds vaguely familiar, but no, I was not consciously aware of it. Did you put that up on a Moment of Cerebus at some point with a picture of him?
He commented with a link. I'm gonna do something with it, because apparently the character appeared almost 40 years ago, and I'm like, okay, I clicked this link. I looked at the picture. I'm like, doesn't look familiar to me at all. But then again, it's a CBC show that they were showing on Disney, is what he remembers. But the Raccoons doesn't...
Sean Robinson's turning 40 this year. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
I'm turning 40 this year.
And the strange death of Alex Robinson.
Huh.
You're turning 40 this year. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then...
You were born in 79.
Yep. June 11th. Same day that John Wayne died.
I did not know that.
I only know that because my dad started sending me the this is what happened on your birthday thing, and the first time it was a big thing. It was John Wayne died on June 11th, and I'm like, what time of day? I was born at 6 in the morning. He died around noon. I'm like, okay, so if there's reincarnation, I'm not John Wayne.
Yeah, you could have gotten a little piece of the goose, depending on how many pieces were running around and where they went, and whether that got any actual validity in it.
Well, my dad is big on reincarnation as a concept, and he's like, and Janice was born a year after his mom died. So he's like, oh, Janice could be mom. And I'm like, no, she can't. And he's like, why not? I'm like, because Paula was born 3 days after your dad died, and that's not going to happen.
don't know anything about that stuff. I mean, in terms of there's stuff we believe.
Well, let me put it this way. For my own sanity, I have to go with I don't believe that just because I don't want my wife to be my grandfather.
Well, I can certainly understand that, but
I'm willing to entertain the possibility, but only up to the point where I get a little creeped out and have to go take a shower.
This is true. This is true.
And then the last question I got was Jeff Seiler said, he went, okay, Matt, some questions for Dave since you asked first. Dave, why didn't you call me on my birthday? Then a little bit more there. And then 2, well, maybe you'll call today May Day. 3, who ultimately was more dangerous politically, Surin or Cerna? And I'm like, I read it and I'm like, that's a separate, I got to send that up at the beginning as part of the agenda. And then number 4 is, what do you really think of Mr. Trump? And for that matter, Justin, is he still the prime minister? And number 5, why have you put up with my silliness for so kindly for so long?
Well, I appreciate everything that Jeff Seiler has done. I felt bad not phoning him on his birthday. Donald Trump, I think, is the freedom of expression president that America probably didn't know that it really needed, and it's just starting to take hold now. We're all living in democracies. I can say whatever the hell I want. This whole political correctness thing had gotten way, way, way out of hand. And Donald Trump was definitely a primary force in just saying, I'm not going to do that. I will tell you exactly what I have to say. You may not like it. You'll probably think I'm lying. I may even be lying sometimes. But I am going to tell you exactly what it is that I have to tell you, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And that's completely unprecedented in the Oval Office. Justin Trudeau is having a lot of trouble right now. I think liberalism generally is having a lot of trouble right now because there's the people who are the leftist extremists are getting so extreme. The one, I forget who it was, one of the Democratic candidates running for president, reporter asking a gotcha question that should have been, if you want to become president, you've got to know how to handle these. Should the Boston Marathon bomber be allowed to vote? And said, I think we need to have that discussion. And it's like, I don't think that's a discussion point. I think when you do things like that, whether you're technically still a citizen or whether you're even partly a citizen, no, we don't want you canceling out somebody's vote in an election. And those are real basic things. Cow flatulence. It's like you kind of learn to steer clear of that because people don't want to give the levers of power to people who really think that cow flatulence is a major environmental problem in the world. Just personal opinion. And Siren or Cerna, I would say that Cerna was probably the more dangerous as the enabler, which tends to happen in those situations. The one that seems to be the problem isn't actually the problem. It's the one who is enabling the one who's the problem.
Okay.
Okay, so that, and I'm just going to say hi to Paula and Janice Pearl and Natasha for me.
Will do. Have a good Ramadan, because I know that starts on Sunday.
Yes, it does. Same thing happens every year where I feel like I'm going somewhere for a month, so I have to get everything done and nailed down tight. And there's a certain number of things that I have to do, but Dave, you're just not going to be eating during the day for 30 days. But the intensity of the prayer and wanting to do 150 perfect prayers, I think I did 144, 145 last year. That was about the closest I got to 150 perfect prayers. I'm just ferociously competitive about that and wanting to do good. So, yeah, I appreciate the good wishes. And
when does Ramadan end?
The 5th of June, I believe, this year.
Okay. I will make sure that if the next Please Hold is going to hit before that we'll just push it back a week.
It'll probably be no problem. I got the clock sitting right here. It'll just be a little more abrupt best wishes to Paula and Janice Pearl and Natasha, because I've got 18 minutes to get downstairs and get the ritual ablutions done and get myself in place.
Okay. That'll
Okay.
work.
Have a good month there, Matt.
You too. Talk to you in a month. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, and the reason why we have Judenhaus today instead of a funny little mat drawing is that today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, so it's not because I didn't